Hello, everyone. I'm just going to chat here for a minute, just make sure this is going to work. So tonight I was actually supposed to be on the Notable Woman podcast, but unfortunately due to some technical issues, aka no internet, which is a big technical issue, that has gotten postponed to next week. So if you were looking forward to joining Kristen and I on that, you can still do that. You just have to join us on Tuesday night at 7:30 over on The Notable Woman. It's going to be cool. I really like it. So I meant to come on earlier today to do this chat with you as it's Thursday, and I promised you that I was going to come on every Thursday and do Facebook Lives for you. But my day got a little bit crazy, so now I'm popping on right now. Let's do it. So if you're on, if you're watching, let me know. It doesn't tell me who's watching, so feel free to put a message in the message box and let me know that you're here. So if you have questions while I'm chatting, you can definitely ask. I'm happy to answer any questions on these chats. Otherwise, we're going to talk about fertility and digestion, because this is actually a whole topic. So in my Kickstarter program, there's 4 weeks, and 1 whole week is dedicated to digestion, because it's a really, really important issue, and it's not something that we normally associate with fertility. So today we're just going to chat a little bit about that and maybe why you should think about it. So digestion and proper gut health has been a really, really rapidly growing area of interest in the medical field. There's a lot more studies coming out about it, and it's huge effects and impacts on our entire body. So we're not just our digestive health isn't just related to our digestion. There's been lots of studies that are now showing that our digestive health is related to our brain and our mental health as well, including lots of other various parts of our body. So it's a really, really, really important area to look at. And before I get into some of the ways and some of the good reasons that digestive health is essential for optimal fertility, I just want to mention a few things. Like, you're like, well, my digestion is fine, I think, but I don't really know. So some things you can look at. Do you get gas a lot? Are you one of those people at, a dinner party or whatever that are like squeezing your cheeks, trying not to let anything out, right? Super embarrassing. But if you are a gassy person, if you're bloated regularly, if you might get headaches a lot, that could be a digestive issue. You might be constipated, or opposite, a lot of diarrhea, right? So even aches and pains, joint pain and muscle pain, those things can actually be related to digestive health. So, even things like a foggy brain and just not being able to think clearly, not being able to focus, these things can be really related to the foods we're eating and our digestive health. So definitely something to consider. Most people can have improvements that they can make in this area. Very few people are perfect. It is not something you're probably ever going to get perfect, but there's a lot of improvements that can be made to really help to optimize your fertility and optimize your overall health. So let's chat about those after I take a glass of water. Okay, so one of the ways that digestive health is really essential for our fertility is the absorption and utilization of our nutrients. So this is the one area where you'll hear me talk a lot about foods and how important it is to have nutrient-dense foods and eat all this healthy, good stuff for hormone balance and all those things. However, if your digestive system is not working, it doesn't matter what you're eating. Because if your body can't break down and absorb and utilize all those nutrients, then it doesn't matter what you're eating, because your body's not doing anything with it, or it's not doing the proper things with it, right? So if your digestive system is really struggling to function optimally, and this can be because of low stomach acid. So if you have acid reflux, a lot of people think acid reflux is an issue with too much acid. It's actually the opposite problem. It's actually not enough acid, and that can come from Lots of things. One thing, high stress levels can decrease stomach acid. So another reason why stress is such a big, important topic to talk about, right? Drinking cold water, like with ice cubes or fresh out of the fridge or whatever, can really disrupt our stomach acid levels as well. So something to think about. Room temperature water is certainly ideal when it comes to drinking water. You can also have poor gut bacteria. So if you are a person who has been on antibiotics during your lifetime, especially if you've been on them numerous times and you haven't done anything to help support that and help your body heal after that, then there's a good chance that you have digestive issues. So, your body really needs to break down and absorb and utilize those nutrients from the food that you're eating in order to use them, and in order for your body to do what it needs to do, and in order for, to have balanced hormones and all of those great things that we talk about. Another aspect of this is the good bacteria that we need in our body, which, like I said, you might have issues with good bacteria if you have been on antibiotics in your past. If you're eating a lot of processed food, as we say, a lot of the prepackaged stuff, our good bacteria in our bodies can really be damaged from this. And that bacteria is really essential for helping our bodies eliminate, right? So, our body makes hormones constantly. And when we have too much of those hormones, our body is smart and knows, okay, we have too much, we need to get rid of them. And it pushes it through, our liver and through our digestive tract, all these things, through our intestines, and then you excrete them. However, if you don't have that good bacteria there to do that and to help with that process, and if you're not going to the bathroom on a daily basis, those hormones are staying in your body. So I bet you, probably between 70 and 80% of people in this group have high levels of estrogen. And one way we can help reduce that is by introducing good bacteria back into our body, making sure we're having daily bowel movements, right? So we want to be getting rid of any of those excess hormones. We want to be getting rid of any of those excess toxins. Any of the stuff that's not supposed to be in our body. Our digestive system really needs to be functioning optimally. There we go. It's getting late. In order for our bodies to get rid of them. In order for our bodies to do what it needs to do. Right? So if you have hormone imbalances, we need to work on your digestive system. It's all connected. Your whole body is connected. So, that's one reason why I really like my practice and the approach of a holistic nutritionist, because we look at the whole body. I'm not just looking at your reproductive system. We're looking at all the different areas, because your body is connected. Your brain, the thoughts that you're having affect the rest of your body. I'm preparing for this big podcast that I was supposed to do tonight, right? And you get butterflies in your stomach, or you might even feel a little nauseous. It has nothing to do with what you ate, or the fact that you might be getting sick or anything like that. That might not have anything to do with it. Your brain, it's what you're thinking, can have those effects on our body. So our whole body is connected. That's a whole different topic, but anyway. So toxins is another thing, right? So our environment is flooded with hormone disrupting toxins. And we had a guest speaker talking a little bit about that last week. We have another one coming up in a couple weeks to talk more about toxins in our cleaning products and more in our home. So you can look forward to that. And if you missed last week's talk, go and get that one. Go check it out. It was really, really good. But yeah, our environment are flooded with all these hormone disrupting toxins. So, a few things we can do, like we talked about in the video last week, is decreasing our exposure to them. But we also need to make sure that our bodies are functioning optimally so that they can excrete them. And our bodies are so smart. So if we're giving, it the tools that it needs to do what it needs to do, then all is well, right? All right, next up, weight loss. So a lot of people are struggling with weight loss, especially when it comes to fertility. I have mixed feelings on this, to be honest, especially because a lot of doctors go through and look at the BMI, which is really not a very good indicator of healthy weight. I don't really agree with that one. So, but a lot of you have been told by your doctor you need to lose so many pounds in order before they even will treat you. You just want to feel better in your skin, so you're looking to lose weight. I think the stats are if you lose approximately 10% of your body weight, fertility rates increase. So there's a lot of weight loss and fertility go together quite commonly, good or bad. But many women, like I said, are asked to start losing weight to improve their chances of conception. And digestive health, when digestive health is improved, so is our hormone balance, which is going to really allow us to have better control over our weight. So a lot of people who have, let's say, high estrogen have a lot of extra weight in like their lower abdomen and upper hips, like not upper hips, in your hips and upper thighs is what I'm trying to say. That is a pretty good indicator of someone who has high estrogen levels. If you're super stressed, your cortisol levels can increase your weight. Thyroid issues, which again, this is all connected. If you have really high chronic stress, then eventually your adrenals, which are the glands in your body that are affected by stress and do your stress hormones, are going to say, you know what, I've had enough. I can't deal with this stress anymore. And they say, see ya. And they kind of just peace out because they're exhausted and they can't do it anymore. So then your thyroid has to take over. So then we get into thyroid issues. All these things happen. It's really all connected, which in a lot of ways is great because if you start fixing and working on some of these main issues, then all the rest will start to even out as well. So it might seem big and overwhelming, but it's not as complicated. It's not quite that complicated. So, we just need to be taking good care of our bodies. And, thyroid can make it very difficult for you to lose weight. Or some people to even gain weight. So making sure that our digestive systems are working properly so we can be excreting those hormones, we can work on our hormone balance. It's all connected. And another thing, inflammation. So, unknown fertility. If you have a lot of inflammation in your pelvis and in your lower abdomen, if you have endometriosis, if you have food sensitivities or food allergies, if you all of these things. I have this book right here, actually. I think I've showed you guys this before. Julie Dan, look. Can you see? The lighting in here is funny. Meals that heal inflammation. This is a great book. And the whole book is on inflammation, and it looks big, but it's not. The last half is actually all recipes, which is awesome. But she talks about how pretty much every issue in our society is connected to inflammation. So inflammation is a big one. But food sensitivities, poor diets can really wreak havoc on our digestive system, like I mentioned before. And this can increase our immune response in our body. And it also makes our bodies, if you have food sensitivities, your body tends to retain extra water. So long story short, basically, let's say you're sensitive to gluten. A lot of people are sensitive to gluten. What happens is that gluten molecule, I cannot talk tonight. That gluten molecule will get into your system where it's not supposed to be, and your body says, hey, intruder, 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 and all of a sudden it will surround it in a bubble of water to try and dilute it so it's less damaging to your body. Now, what happens is you keep eating gluten. You have toast for breakfast, you have a sandwich at lunchtime, or maybe cereal for breakfast. You have pasta or lasagna or something for dinner. You're like just hitting your body over and over and over again with this thing that your body's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This isn't supposed to be here. This is causing issues. So all these molecules come and all the water keeps building up, and all of a sudden you've gained an extra 10 pounds of water, right? Which is why a lot of times when people get rid of these food sensitivities, they drop weight really, really quickly at the beginning because they're losing all that water weight. So these often go undiagnosed. It's very, very common for people to have food sensitivities. So what's affecting you and how will not only allow you to lose this weight, but will also be really helpful in getting rid of are reducing the inflammation response, and especially with things like endometriosis, that's really inflammatory in the body. And the more you can do to reduce the inflammation, the better. The more whole, nutrient-dense foods that you're consuming, and the less prepackaged processed foods that you're consuming, the better, definitely. So poor digestion and food sensitivities have actually also been linked to poor egg health and also an increased risk of miscarriage. So, definitely things to be thinking about. Definitely. Yeah. Have I convinced you yet? What do you think? I can tell some of you are watching. I just have no idea who. So hopefully that gives you something to think about. Like I said, digestion and fertility are kind of like something that you might not think are related, but they're totally related. They're totally related. So doing all these things and really, in the Kickstarter program, it's the very first week. The very first week is on digestion. And that's because, like I said, it doesn't really matter what you're eating if your digestive system isn't functioning properly, right? So we need to start there. That's really the starting point. In saying that, if you're confident that your digestive system is working, if you would like help with doing any of that, I'm offering a few new things right now. So one of them is, I don't really know exactly what the name will be yet, but I think I'm going to call it my nutrition quickie, which is basically like a diet audit. So what will happen is I'll give you some forms to fill out, a little bit of health history, just so I get more information about you. We'll jump on the call together and we'll chat one-on-one for a little bit. So again, I can get some more information about you, and I'll give you a food journal so that you can keep track of your food for a few days, so I can get a really good idea of what you're eating and what might be going on here. And then I'll make up a plan for you. I'll go over, review it, make up a plan, and give you some key areas to focus on and things that you can, make some adjustments to in your diet that should help with these things. And then I'll send that off to you, and in a few weeks we will jump on the phone together again so that I can see how you're doing, answering your questions, and that sort of thing. So I really do want you to succeed in this. So, if that's something that you're interested in, let me know. If digesting you think is an issue for you and you want some extra help on that, let me know. We can definitely work on that as well in these new programs I have. So that's kind of the basic one. And then the other one I have is a really in-depth one. So we're going to go into digestion, into diet, into lifestyle. Are you sleeping properly? How is your stress? And let's see how we can better manage that. How are your hormones? Do we need to do some work on your hormones? So we're going to get into like everything in that one. And we'll have a few more calls and that sort of thing in that one to really support you. Yeah, and then both of them include meal plans, because you know what, life is just so much easier when you have meal plans and really laid out exactly what to do and what to eat. It just makes life a lot less stressful. There's a grocery list, so you're going to be spending less money at the grocery store because you just have to go through and check off what you need. No more of this, what am I supposed to make for dinner tonight? Because I hate that. So I follow these meal plans myself. The ones that I'm making for my community, I totally follow myself as well. I test them out. So week to week I'll be doing them with you. If meal plans is the only thing that you're interested in, that's totally cool. I can do that for you too. I've got it all. So let me know if you have any questions, and if you're interested in any of those, comment in the comment section or send me a message, and we will talk further about that. Okay? Sounds great, everyone. Have a great night. Bye.